Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Saturday Bhagavad Gita class. We are reading from chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita. We have done till verse 31. We'll be starting from verse 32 onwards today. Thank you everyone for joining. So, the next verse in the Krishna says, it talks about those who are faithless people, those who do not have faith. I'll chant the verse, you repeat. Etva etad abhyasuyanto
ये त्वा
एतत् अभिस्यूयन्तो
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तम्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढंस्तान्
विद्धि नष्टान् अचते सतः.
विद्धि नष्टान्
विद्धि नष्टान् अचेतसः
We repeat again. Etvetad abhyasuyanto
ये त्वेद्
एतत्
एतद्
अभ्यसूयन्तो
अभ्यतुष्टुयन्तो
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे
नानुतिष्ठन्ति
मतम्
मे मतम्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढास्मास्तान्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढस्तान्
विद्धि नष्टान् चेतसः.
विद्धि नष्टान्
विद्धि नष्टान् अचेतसः
सः
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But
Jai.
those who out of envy disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled, and ruined in their endeavors for perfection. See, that is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada. The way he translates, it makes so much sense that he is not calling them, they are like rascals or this or that. He's saying them as considered bereft of all knowledge. They are not able to get that knowledge which is so important, which is so valuable. And they are getting befooled and ruining their life to get perfection in their life. So he is talking about the flaws of not being Krishna conscious in this verse. So, yetva etad abhyasuyanto. Abhyasuyanto is envious. So, nanu tishtanti. The previous verse was tishtanti. And here is this nanu tishtanti, which means to follow. Those who do not follow my instructions. Abhyasuyanto. Sarvajnana vivudantmasatan. Viddhi nashtan achate sataha. Because of envy, those who will not follow my instruction. Those who will be like this, they are deluded. Viddhi nashtan achetasaha. Achetasaha means consciousness. Achatesaha means misdirected consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada, how is translating it? Without Krishna consciousness. So they are bereft of this knowledge. And therefore, all their endeavors become ruined. Right? So here, what Krishna is telling, ultimately everything is meant to offer to Krishna. And if we try to withdraw it to our own shallow isolation and self-centered enjoyment, then whatever knowledge we acquire, whatever other endeavors, all of those will be lost. Why those will be lost? Because the soul without Krishna cannot be happy. Many of atheist philosophers, of last century, by end of their life, became mad. And some committed suicide. An atheist philosopher has written that there is no God, no soul, and only this is the life we got, which is full of sufferings. So only question in life is whether to commit suicide tomorrow or today. So it is such a gloomy and also not true. Here Krishna is saying, Sarvajnana vimudhamstan viddhi nashtan achate saha. One who rejects Krishna will not achieve ultimate perfection. So that person will stay in the bondage of material existence. So in this way, Krishna exhorts Arjun to continue Karma Yoga because that is the order Krishna is giving to Arjun. Even if you are able to follow Jnana Yoga, you still follow Karma Yoga in order to set the example. Those who cannot, they are still following Karma Kanda maybe without knowing Karma Yoga's beauties. Yeah. So following your prescribed duties and then offering the fruits to Krishna. So that is the message Krishna is giving. Now, I would like each one of you to explain this verse in your own way. Okay, let's start from Shri Shakti Mataji.
I can only give a gist, Prabhuji. Like
Yes,
if
I
you're
want
not
just
in,
only.
yeah,
I just
if
want
we are
just
not
only.
following, if you are not following Krishna consciousness, then there will be no perfection in your life. So to get perfection in your life, you have to follow Krishna consciousness. That's
Yeah,
what I
so
feel.
who Krishna is talking about here, Ray?
The people,
Which people?
the people who don't listen to the teachings that were given.
Yeah. Those who do not want to follow the instructions given in the scriptures. Hmm? So explain in your own words what is the philosophy Krishna is giving in here.
He is, well, asking us to rise higher than the three gunas and look beyond in the bigger picture that is provided through the teachings in Bhagavad Gita. And those who are refusing to acknowledge or follow this way of living will then in return end up losing purpose and live a
Yeah.
really gloomy life.
Yeah, and the best example he gave was of the philosopher. Earlier philosophers Prabhupada has given, they committed suicide. And their theory was the life has no purpose other than either after everything has been done, either commit suicide today or commit suicide tomorrow. Is that the theory of the life? It's such a laughable statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
One who knows the Shastra will not talk about it. Yes, Varun Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I'm still on the way to home from the
Okay,
company.
no problem. No problem. So now we'll move to the next section, which is from 30 to 35. Still, Krishna is talking about Karma Yoga and elevation through Karma Yoga. So we'll stay on that. So we will recite the verse 33 now. Any question before that? Okay. Sadrisham chestate swasyaha
Sadrasham chestate
Sadrisham chestate swasyaha
prakrute jnanavanapi
prakrite
prakriti
jnanavanapi
prakritim
jnanavanapi
yanti bhutani
prakritim yanti
prakritim
bhutani
yanti bhutani
निग्रहं किं करिष्यति
nigraham kim
nigraha kim
karishyati
karishyati
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्यः
Sadrasham
Sadrasham
chestate
chestate
swaswaya
swasyaha
प्रकृते ज्ञानवानपि
prakrite
prakrite
jnanavanapi
jnanavanapi
प्रकृति यान्ति भूतानि
prakritim yanti
prakritim
bhutani
yanti bhutani
निग्रह किं करिष्यति
nigraha
nigraha
kim
kim
karishyati.
karishyati.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. For everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the three modes. What can repression accomplish? is a question. So, unless one is situated on the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness, he cannot get free from the influence of the three modes of material nature. It is confirmed in 7.14. What is 7.14 verse? Renuga?
I don't know the number of it, Prabhuji.
Okay. Shishakti Mataji.
It is Dishkritano.
No. 7.14. You have already done it. I have to always repeat that verse.
Devi Harsha Guni.
Yes.
Devi Harsha Gulmahi Mama Maya
Devihi
Duratya
Aisha Gudamai
Mame.
Mama Maya Durattvaya. Mamayevaye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite.
Tam Tarantite.
So that is the verse. Is correct.
Yeah.
So now Krishna is talking about the Krishna Karma Yoga that elevates in this fifth section from 30 to 35. So Mai Sarvani Karmani is 30th verse, which says that other fruits of your work, offer your fruits of work to me. Earlier, Karma Yoga was just to be detached from work, but now it is not only detached from work, but also focus on Supreme Lord. Offer fruits of work to Supreme Lord. And then one become liberated. Then Krishna says here, faith. If one is having faith, then he will be liberated. Else, all effort will be lost. So, Sarvajnana Vimudham Stan Vidhi Nashtan Achetasaha. Now, Krishna will continue the theme by talking about dovetailing one's nature and whatever work that you are doing in the prescribed duty, in your prescribed duty, and offer the fruits to Krishna. So in this verse, what Krishna is saying, Sadrisham Chetasaha Chestate Swasyaha. Sadrisham Chestate Swasyaha Prakriti Jnanavanapi. So Prakritim Yanti Bhutani Nigraha Kim Karishyati. Prakritim Yani Bhutani means all living, Bhutani means all living entities, irrespective whether it's a human or animal or anyone, anything else. But because more of a human, because they have the higher consciousness, and we are talking about the humans here. It means all living entity will be act according to one's own nature. Nigraha means repression. Kim Karishyati, what will depression accomplish? Nothing. So this seems to be somewhat confusing verse in Bhagavad Gita, as generally if we have wrong desire, we think that we have to suppress it. But here Krishna is saying what repression will accomplish. Nigraha Kim Karishyati. Everybody will act according to one's nature. Satrisham Chetastate Swasyaha. And he is saying, Jnana will not help one to curb one's nature, and one will act according to one's nature. What does Sri Krishna means by Prakriti? Understanding that is very important. Prakriti here, it is not referred as Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsara. By Prakriti, he means our propensity with four Varnas. Brahman, Vaiksha, Kshatriya, Shudra. So that is our dharma actually. What is your dharma? Based on your Varna is to do that. And that is your prescribed duty. If you are Brahmin, then teach. Give knowledge to people. If you are Kshatriya, then do the administrative job. Protect people from all the issues. If you are Vaishya, then you should be doing Vyapar or the business. And if you are Kshudra, then do your work, that is hard work. Not the dirty work. I mean, we don't talk about the way it has been, very badly translated as Bhangi and Mahar and all these, these casteism has come very late in the game, and that has actually screwed up everything. So understanding the difference is very important. If one had to practice spiritual life properly, there is a Prakriti and there is a Vasana, lust. Prakriti is material nature and Vasana is immoral desire. Immoral desire can come irrespective of the Varna. I mean, a Brahmana can fall into love of somebody who is from the Kshudra Varna. If somebody is very beautiful or handsome, yeah, so they can have something like those desires. So that is Vasana. Prakriti is material nature. So that is innate to our psychophysical nature and harmonizable with the dharma. And Vasana is something material desire, superficial to our psychophysical nature and not harmonizable with dharma. So when the psychophysical nature, when it is overpowering our dharma, then what may happen? That for the time being that we want to fulfill our desire, we can get to that desire and we want to fulfill that desire. Once that desire is completed, then we come to our senses, oh, what did I do? I did so bad. So, for a Brahmana, a person who is intellectually oriented, for that person to act intellectually is innate in nature. It is not innate to the soul, but it is innate to the soul when that soul is in a particular body which has a particular way of functioning. So that in any way is not sinful in itself. On the other hand, vasana is generated by anarthas. So whatever anarthas we do, to wash them off, we have to do the Krishna conscious practices. So the Brahmana tendency or Kshatriya tendency is not generated by anarthas, kama, krodha, lobha. That is generated by contact of the soul with the body. That is something which is meant to be doted. It is not meant to be suppressed or rejected. Now, of course, anyone from a Brahmana to a Shudra to an outcast, they can get infected by kama, krodha, love, etc. And when they are infected by these anarthas, they also develop vasana. And that could be many vasanas in one. And they have to decide on those vasanas how to deal with them. So different varna, they all have to regulate, but the regulation level and regulation methods may be different. For example, generally speaking, a Shudra is considered low as they have less sense control. So it is not that a person is considered or he should be considered low or be condemned because he is Shudra. If a Shudra has to live like Brahmana, there could be a challenge. A Brahmana generally lives a comfortable life where he gets charity and he just teaches, but a Brahmana has to live life of a cleanliness and purity. If a Shudra has to live a life of Brahmana, then it will be miserable because of psychophysical nature. So it is not just suited for him. Here, we are not talking about Brahman by birth, but by qualities. So like Draupadi Murmu, she comes from a backward class, but she is the President of India currently. Because of her psychophysical nature, she studied hard, she lived a very, very tough life. But she's been elevated to that level. So God only provides you those opportunities with your hard work and your psychophysical nature changes and makes those practical changes in you so that you will elevate from your varna to the higher varnas. So this elevation happens only by practicing the duty of Varnashrama Dharma. Another way of elevation is by practicing devotional service. So Varna is not by birth, but by action. By practice of bhakti, the progress can be rapid. A Shudra can become a guru also. Like Tukaram, he was coming from Mahar. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Dhyasi, Shudra Kene Taya, Jai Krishna Tattva Vetta, Sai Guru Haya. So Varna system is for gradual progress, but bhakti is entirely different. But practicing bhakti is a fast track progress is, and that is possible if you try really hard with your full heart and putting yourself in that situation where you should be able to show to yourself that yes, you can do it. We don't want to show it to the people that, oh, I'm so devoted, I'm so dedicated. We have to prove it to ourselves that yes, I can do it. So the point here is Varnashrama system is based on the principle of gradual progression. And if somebody practices devotion, that is entirely different. Then the person gets rapid elevation. So it is only the practice of devotional service that can elevate you faster than anything else. So that is why it is very, very important then that other than the occupational duties, what is necessary is to follow the devotional practices. For a devotee, what is the devotional practice? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Because that is the only way one can elevate himself in this Kali Yuga. So that is the way one can only elevate himself. Any question? Right.
No,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay. We can do maybe one more verse and then we can finish. Okay, Shri Shakti, any question? Varun Prabhu, any question? Okay. I will chant and you repeat. Indriya Sandhyen Dhyarthe
Indriyesyandriyesyate
Ragadvesho Vyavasthito
Rage Dvesha
ragadveshyo vivasyito
Tayorna Vashama Gacchate So
tayornavasamagachetsu
Yasya Paripanthino
Yasya Paripantino
yasya paripantino
Indriya Sa Indriyasyarthe
indriyesyandriyesyate
Ragadvesho Vyavasthito
Raga
ragadveshyo vivasyito
Tayornavasham Agaccheta
Deyo Yena
tayornavasamagachet chetsa
Auhi Asya Paripanthino.
hi asya paripantino.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. I hope you have read the purport before coming to the class. Have you? Okay, so what Krishna is saying what we should control, raga. That is, raga means not getting angry. Raga means attachment. And a dvesha which dwell in senses and sense objects. So here Krishna is talking not about prakriti and vasana. In male and female body attraction, about opposite sex is situated. And one should regulate and should not go under that control. Saying is very easy. Reading is very easy. Or listening to this is very easy. But to practice this, there has to be something, right? So this cannot be unregulated. When some sadhu tells them not to indulge in sense gratification of people, so that people will feel dvesha about him and don't want to listen to him and want it to go away. If we leave devotee association because of raga, it will still steal away our opportunity for spiritual advancement. And what does Srila Prabhupada says? Those who are in Krishna consciousness are naturally reluctant to engage in material sense gratification. So does it mean that just by joining a temple or coming in contact with the devotees, we get that feeling? No, it is the practice that is required. So joining the devotee sangha and following what other devotees are doing together, those practices are important. For example, there can be an accident over on some road, maybe on maybe York Street or maybe the George Street. So even if someone follows regulative principle, the relative principle itself will not protect us. Regulative principle will just safeguard us. If we will indulge more in sense gratification, then this desire will increase so much that it will break the barrier of regulative principle. So four regulative principles are there. We are following them. But in the heart of our hearts, we are thinking about a property and we want to acquire that property. It should not go to somebody else. We're still following the regulative principles, isn't it? We are not doing anything wrong, but the desires to engage in sense gratification of having a property of our own is also a part of it, isn't it? So our suffering is not because of our attachment. Our suffering is because of the detachment from Krishna. And we are getting attached to the property or some vehicle or something like that, not in particular about the property or anything, but it can be anything. So we should not be too much conscious or troubled by our material attachment. Sometimes we may struggle or we may fall. Even if we fall, we still should be able to go ahead on our devotional service. I'm not able to concentrate on Krishna while I am chanting my daily uh, uh, daily rounds, But I'm still, what we have to do, bring back our mind to Krishna, bring back our mind to Krishna. When we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Radhesham Prabhu says, you chant loudly. When something is going on in your mind, in order to suppress that, chant loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This will be the best way to awaken our other faculties of the body, to forget about everything and only concentrate on Krishna. This way, all the guilt feelings, the desires, etc., will go away. But with practice, it is not only one day I do it and then it's gone. No, you have to keep on doing it so that a day will come when you will not have these desires forever. I think we'll stop it here because today yes, Renuka Mataji.
So I have this verse reminded me of two examples. One was the yin yang that people say, the Chinese people say yin yang, and the other one is Native Americans have this like the Cherokee people, they have this example called there are two wolves inside you, and one's light and one's darkness, and what you feed is how your life become and who you are. And it, to me, this verse reminds me of that. It's like when they saying, sorry, the words, missing the words, um, attachment, and like it's a push and pull, like the raga and vesa.
Ragadvesha, yeah.
So yeah, so the two feelings are the how the material world binds us, and if we control them, then we are in control of our mind. If not, if they control us, then we are slave to them. Is that what it means?
Yes, absolutely. Because we need to transcend ourselves from the material desires to the spiritual desire. Yeah, how that will happen? As the earlier verse says, 7.14, Devi hi Aisha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. This is
Yeah.
my Maya, which is this external energy of mine. It's very difficult to overcome. But you can cross that ocean only if you surrender yourself to me. So across Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has reminded us of this, surrender to me, surrender to me, surrender to me. But is that so easy? It is not, right? Every nook and corner of the life we have these desires standing in front of us, and they are making us, always come out of this, come out of this, come to me. A handsome person, handsome man looks at you, and you get, oh my God, he's so handsome, well built. A man looks at a woman and his heart, starts beating, oh wow, so beautiful. So like that, So these are our, desires. We have to not to suppress them, but to purify them by chanting Krishna's name, having a wife which is beautiful in every way of the life, that she is looking after you, she is taking care of you, in every way of the life. So you should concentrate everything upon her and look at the life from the perspective of four regulative principles, following them and still not leaving aside any attachment, and leave aside any attachment and attach yourself to Krishna only. Yeah. Let's stop here. Yeah. Hope I answered your question, Renuka Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पतितानां
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमः।
नमो नमः।
अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय। उपस्थित गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
कृष्ण।